What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm going to be doing an update on Lucid stock.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And in today's video, first of all, I will show you where we are on a price chart and how we get there. Then I will continue with the fundamental news that drove for the entire market, but Lucid was driven by not so much. And at the end of this video, I will share my thoughts and my technical analysis, and I will show you what should we expect next. So let's start with the price chart. I made my previous video right here, somewhere at this point, and I've told you that we reached the crucial point for Lucid. It is the $10 mark. It is the previous, let me switch to daily time frame. Let me show you that previously $10 mark was the range of SPAC merger, and as you can see right here, the very first shareholders bought CCIV stock at around $10, and that's why this could be the range of support for the Lucid price action, but it didn't. And right now we have another range of $9.58, but everything I will show you in my technical analysis. And for now, let me show you that this movement to the upside has a very high volume. But the percentage-wise, it is not the highest. It gained during the last session only 4.5%, not more than 5%. But other EV automakers, as you can see, Chinese EV automakers made double digits, and Xpeng did even 47%. It gained 47% to its value. Tesla also gained about 7.67%. Rivian gained about 11%. And I think it might be quite bearish sign. But let me show you what was the reason of this spike. First of all, let me show you that on Reuters.com just several hours ago, we can see this article that is titled "Two Chinese cities ease COVID curbs after protests spread." And let me quote you this. The giant Chinese cities of Guangzhou and Chongqing announced an easing of COVID curbs on Wednesday, a day after demonstrators in southern Guangzhou clashed with the police amid a string of protests against the world's toughest coronavirus restrictions. And this news drove the price of Chinese stocks higher in anticipation of easing COVID-19 lockdowns. And right now, the strictest policy against COVID-19 is in China, and they have zero COVID-19 policy. And definitely this hurts a lot of businesses, especially businesses that should produce something on their plans. On top of this news, let me show you the news directly related to US stock market. And on November the 30th, Fed Chair Powell says smaller interest rate hikes could start in December. And definitely, I've told you this in multiple of my previous videos, that most likely on December 13th, when we will see the next Federal Reserve meeting, we might see the increase of interest rates less than we saw previously, and this might lead to more bullish sentiment on the market. And let me quote you the key points. Federal Reserve Chairman Jerome Powell confirmed Wednesday that smaller interest rates increase are likely ahead and could start in December. But he cautioned that monetary policy is likely to stay restrictive for some time until real signs of progress emerge on inflation. "We will stay the course until the job is done," he said during a speech in Washington, D.C. at the Brookings Institution. And definitely this was another catalyst that drove the entire market up. And I have to say that Lucid didn't respect this news in a positive manner, because it has quite huge volume, but the movement by itself is quite small. That's why you have to be very cautious. On top of that, let me show you that we don't have any news that was published on their official press release section. We don't have any news that can drive the price of Lucid higher from their official Twitter page. We have just some signs of bullishness from the smart money list, and we are on fintel.io, and you know that this website tracks the activity of institutional investors. And right here the most recent filings made on November 29th. And as you can see, Vanguard Mid Cap Index Fund added its position by 100%, and the total value right now is 188.5 $55 million. Definitely it is a very good increase in position, and this means at least one major fund believes that this asset will grow in the next 12 to 18 months. And definitely it is not the only company. Right here you can find other companies that added its position, but let me rank it by number of shares, and let me show you that Vanguard in general on November 14th also added about 25% to its position, and right now they own about $720.68 million in Lucid, and it is also a very good sign. So let's continue with other news that probably might be the catalyst for this asset. So on InsideTVs.com we have this article that was published on November 28th, and it's titled "Lucid could be working on a $50,000 electric sedan coming in 2025." And definitely right after they announced the entire lineup of their Lucid Airs, and the lowest price for their vehicle is roughly $89,000, and definitely this increased the number of potential customers quite heavily. But on top of that, they have to increase their customer range even further, and this is possible only when they can produce and sell a mass market vehicle that costs less than $50,000. And definitely right after they will announce the production of the Lucid Gravity, and it might happen in 2024. Definitely they will disclose an information that they will produce the smaller sedan that will drive their sales extremely high. On top of this news, I have to say that we have new filing from analytic firm that is filed right here on November 29th. Evercore ISI made an initial coverage, and they set a price target of roughly $12 mark. So it is not the biggest price target, but still we have quite positive sentiment from institutional investors, and this means in upcoming 12 to 18 months this asset might skyrocket, especially if we will take a look on the bigger scale on their price action. As you can see, they are in downtrend, basically in major downtrend from November 2021, and it lost from its swing high right here about let me show you, about 82% of its value. But in general, this asset is quite strong. They have at least $3.5 billion cash on hands, and they probably will have about $1.5 billion additional money to increase their production and to acquire more customers. On top of that, they are building a new plant in Saudi Arabia, and they are increasing their current facilities in Casa Grande, Arizona, and they already have 100,000 vehicles pre-ordered from Saudi Arabian government, and these vehicles will be shipped in the next several years. This means from the fundamental standpoint, this asset has quite strong background, especially if you take a look on their LinkedIn account. And previously, just 4 days ago, they had only 4,617 employees, and right now they increased this number by 14 employees, and they also increased the number of job openings. Right now they have 1,258 job openings, and previously they had about 50 job openings less. This means they are still evolving, they are growing, and I have to say that from the fundamental standpoint you should be very bullish on Lucid. But we also have some news from Bear's workshop, and I have to say that this number of vehicles on the one hand is quite positive, on the other hand it is quite bearish, because they have a lot of vehicles, and right now in my opinion they have more than 1,200 vehicles stored on their facility, on their production facility, and this means I have to say that we have to see the decrease in this number because of the deliveries. And if it is the case, let me show you that previously they announced around 1,400 vehicles delivered on Q2 2022. And this means they have to deliver these vehicles in order to beat an expectations, in order to beat these numbers. So, and let's continue with the technical analysis, but before we dive deep right here, please subscribe to my channel, hit notification bell and hit the like button. This helps me a lot. So guys, as already mentioned in my previous video, To make more confident in this movement to the upside, we have to see major movement to the upside with a major retracement. And this is not the case. In my opinion, we are still not out of the woods. This means if you want to enter your position, you can do it only if you're a long-term holder and you've already done your own due diligence. Otherwise, if you want to catch the trade, short-term trade, we have to see this price action in order to be more confident, in order to be sure that this is the probably beginning of new uptrend. So I think from the technical standpoint, that's it for now. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel with notification bell. And see you guys until next time. Bye.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life, I'm crazy, I'm